planes going past and going for a commander, which is also less than 4000 HP. So say goodbye to that engineer. Boom. Engineer gone. 3 airplanes that come back without any ammo. The factory is idle. 1 dagger is being constructed. Dirtbags to soak the damage. 1 single lotus in the home base. You can actually lose both of your factories, because a dagger is not strong. It needs to hit and run a little bit. Welcome to a zerok 1 versus 1, where even though it was recent that we had a zerok plane start, we've got another one. This time it's Das Fapital, one of the highest ranked players in the game, singularity rank and all that, in the blue with airplanes versus in the red, shield bots for Fox, a blue rank player, 2400-ish, so also really quite good for both competitive and matchmaking, so definitely no slouch. Going for a rush themselves, Felon rushing against Das Fapital. Interesting start, and they were like, I wonder, good luck, have fun, because like, I wonder if plane start could work. And honestly, it's a large map, so there is a chance. If you can disrupt either their expansion, or you can kill a factory or a commander early, and just expand with your commander in the meantime, it might be possible. Since you can, it doesn't cost you that much on a high eco map. These are all like 1.8 maxes, so those are not really your standard maxes, but still pretty okay. I'm rushing singular, that's a bit of misdirection. And on the hill 2.4s. So those are slightly better. And both, no, Fox isn't able to get him. But Das Fapital of course is, because of, well, planes. So they can just fly a plane up there. And although of course it's a bit of a banter that they say like, well, I'm rushing singularity, I do think that Fox should have probably scouted at least a little bit. I know some people don't like scouting, but like, you should, especially if you're going to go for a rush. I mean, that's the issue, right? If you are going for a rush, scouting doesn't really work, so yeah, sure. In this case, it's not necessary. It's not going to change your game plan at all, because you want to scout rush Felon. Rushing Felon is just, that's your game plan, and you're not going to switch away from that. Because if you do, and it's already 50% done, you're just going to be wasting metal mostly. Or at least time. So rushing an early shield ball. It's something I've not seen at all. I don't think so. At least not recently. On such a large map, going for a slow rush. I don't think it makes sense. What Das Fapital is going for is like 4000 burst damage on a 4000 HP factory. That should be an insta-kill. So like, that should work. Assuming Felon doesn't counter it because of its high DPS. But planes going past and going for a commander, which is also less than 4000 HP. So say goodbye to that engineer. Boom. Engineer gone. Indeed, Das Fapital. So that means all of their storage is now access. They didn't have much, but still 200 early game. And they're going to have that climbing because, well, their energy is not enough to keep up with production. So while they don't have a storage, they should be accessing. And of course losing 4 eco, 4 metal eco and like 6 energy eco just from your commander already hurts a lot. And Das Fapital already going for the hover switch. Factory has been constructed, so even their home base is not undefended by the time that Felon gets there. And since none of the Ravens were shot down, they can still use those, and they can get Owl up, which is very strong radar. This is from the update where it still had its jammer as well. assuming the text isn't lying to me. Provides, yeah, radar jamming of 700 still. Alright. And does hover make sense against shields? I mean, it's nice because you can go through the pond, of course. And having a lance against, like, shield ball can be very effective. Because you can pierce the shield and, like, kill the Felon and all that. It's definitely not a bad choice. Scalpel is also quite a nice... You know what? Yeah. It's definitely not a bad choice. Might be better to have something like tanks. Because for the high HP and all that, but like, yeah. Hover is fun. Let's go hovers. And a second round of Ravens coming in. Do you have anti-air? Yes, you have Felon. Is the Felon actually protecting anything? Not really, not yet. And your intel is not enough. Their intel is amazing. They know where that Felon is going. And alright, Felon is now going the right way. Over here, daggers are now shooting down the eco. Raiding that. Felon is still in the back of your base. That's a complete rush shutdown. Like, you haven't even tried to engage with the enemy. 5 minutes in, almost 6 minutes in. You're just wasting, like, almost 2000 value there. And daggers, one dagger has gone down. You might get another one if you're lucky, but you are not. And the Ravens as well, they're just shooting down eco. Das Capital has now gotten ahead in eco. They should have known about this Raider Ball. However, they don't have anything to defend against it at home. They just don't. They've got 2 airplanes that are coming, 3 airplanes that come back without any ammo. The factory is idle. The other 2 Ravens are also coming back without any ammo left. 1 dagger is being constructed. Dirtbags to soak the damage. 1 single Lotus in the home base. You can actually lose both of your factories. Because a dagger is not strong. It needs to hit and run a little bit. Lotus is still up though, so that's an issue. Lotus is now gone. You can start like killing the factory maybe kill a couple of daggers, but most of your units have actually gone down already. A couple of daggers from Das Hospital have, well, destroyed most of your things. As just a single dirtbag left and like 2 heavily damaged bandits without any direction. I think that's probably the most annoying thing about that raid. You're on 51% attrition after that. Invested a lot into, damn, 1700 into anti-air. Alright, going from 0 to hero. And donating a lot of metal. 650 into the enemy base. Of course, they don't have any eco, but like, they didn't have that anyways. And they don't even have to keep constructing that hover platform. Your entire like ground defense is still just this shield ball with double Felon now. Which is actually very strong against dagger. Because you have high DPS, longer range than the daggers. So you can actually kill them very easily with the Felons. Assuming they are in the correct place, of course. Owl should make it so that Das Capital is able to see where the Felon is and then avoid that with the daggers, because they are just so much faster. Expanding eco still with their commander. Going to be reclaiming with a quill, I assume. Yeah, okay, they are. And also going to be constructing a little bit more eco up north. Daggers now moving forwards. And where is your shield ball? There it comes. However, Owl should be able to see that, or the daggers will just see it, because those are scouts. So they have a very good vision as well. They see the shield ball, and they should know to avoid that. Yep, alright. Anti-air is still available, so it is going to be difficult for these ravens to do anything. But I mean, if they do try to raid again, or actually, I mean, the thing is, it sounds bad with like 18 vandals on the field. They're not that strong. They're 72 damage, only 36 DPS, and they are spread out a lot. So down south, there are only 3. It might be possible to say, like, do that and go back. It might be. It's also quite risky. And, like, why risk it if you're so far ahead already? Taking down a couple of the vandals, alright. Are you now going to take advantage of that? Not really, because, well, the vandals have been replaced by the shoot ball vandals. And yeah, 43 ecos versus 23. That's just enough to say, click subscribe, that's what it is. Alright, and it's now time for Lobster shenanigans. Shield lobbing is very common. It also works really well. But you're going to throw your shield ball into the daggers, I would assume. But you don't want to get too close to them, because you want to outrange them. So that's a bit of an issue. Yeah. The best thing for your Felons is to outrange... Because look, that range versus that tiny range. So you want to throw like there-ish. So are you cooking up something? Yes, they are. They are cooking up Lobster shenanigans. It can work. It can. However, Odin, the snipe, factories and all that, that's going to go through for sure. Ravens, of course, a little bit risky because they are only 1000 HP. So if they get in range of a Felon, they will go down, unless you have enough of them. But an Odin, 5200 HP, a lot better. Scalpels, those also make a lot of sense to throw in. They are 1200 HP, so relatively high HP units. And they get very good DPS when close up, because then all of their shit. Alright, I thought it was just a shotgun. I guess that's just a way nicer way of saying that. 261 DPS, so very strong in that regard, if all of their shotgun shells hit. Odin going through, and yeah, no anti-air here, so does indeed take one factory down. Amphipods factory will stay up, of course. And how have you not taken down that owl yet? That's actually a little bit weird. Owl up north, still not going down either. And they are now moving through with that big shield ball. But look at the map control, 82 versus 37 eco. By now, already got a Lico up, second Lico coming in. Lico is like one of the best counters to Shield Ball. Because, well, Shield Ball, in the name, ball, likes to clump up. That means the AoE from a Lico is great. Felon's behind in the Shield Ball, so is a little bit difficult to get like the shots off on the Licos. Because, yeah, with enough Felons you can hold off a single Lico. Just because of how much DPS these things have. Like 705 DPS each. And a Lico is only 2360 HP. So, with 3 Felons, assuming they are able to, like, well, are relatively far in front, you do have the chance of shooting down a Lico before it connects. Mace also very good DPS. Ravens now moving in, probably just to see how much like AoE there is, or baiting a lobster throw, and that's a very good shot by Lico number 1, and Lico number 2 cleaned it up. All of the shield is now gone. I don't know why I did that. Correct answer. Because if you throw away from the Lico bolt, like the Lico nuke singularity thingy, you can actually get out of danger decently well. So that's the nice thing with lobsters. Even though, like, Liko is a very good counter to shield ball, by lobbing your shield ball back, you can actually, well, you don't suffer as much damage. 3 more scalpels going forwards, but yeah, 3 more scalpels against like 10 daggers back then and a commander. That's not enough, and now, there it comes. Second Odin throws its shot at the factory, which will once again go down. Newton is not nearly enough. Would have been a nicer target to take the fusion, but since the owl has gone down by now, they just didn't know it existed and will just take it the next time. Scalpel versus Mace. Mace likes that engagement a lot. It's even higher DPS at like 326. While also being higher HP, of course it is also more expensive. By quite a bit, 260 versus 400. But yeah, Fox doesn't really have like that many more scalpels compared to this many mace. 23 mace. 23 on the field. And hey, are you using that crane to get eco? No, you're not. Why not? Not really sure. Actually producing so quickly, they have to create plates because the factory isn't efficient anymore. Because of course you have a little bit of downtime between the creation of units. So you can't like use a theoretical 100 build power into a single factory. At like 100 eco, because you will have that small downtime. So then it is more efficient to just create a couple more plates in order to like reduce the like unit creation time. Or like speed. Anyways, don't think they're going to need it. Just walk the mace in there. Fox is still way in their base. Haven't been expanding at all. And by now look at all of the maxes by Das Fapital. They don't even have them overdriven. Which is a little surprising, honestly. I would have just said, okay, control W, or like W and then hold control and like drag and all of them get a single solar panel. Would get you so much more metal at this stage. Because you would have more energy to overdrive with, and of course each one of them would be overdriven. Rather than just having the non-max in your base. Das Fapital? Are you for real now? Are you a bar player? None of your max. It's actually just special. How did you miss that? You're an AI, I guess, because there. At least this one is being overdriven by 2 little wind generators, wind turbines. But that's it. So much gravity. I didn't really pay attention to that. I guess the Newtons are just not having an effect at all. Or do they have a very good effect? Because I dub. Not really sure. Won't matter anyway. No, at this stage it definitely will not matter. Fusion has gone down. And GG! Das Fapital's eco. A lot better from mid-game forwards, though it should have been ahead way earlier. The fact that Fox went for a Felon rush also made it a lot easier for Das Fapital to capitalize on that, because otherwise they would have been pressured a lot more in their home base, and we saw what a single raid could do.